Chapter 71. You're just trying to get it for free, right? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 72. It's all for nothing, right? Despair. There is no hope of victory. Huo Yuhao didn't even use his soul skills. He was defeated like this. 3 punches. Just 3 simple punches. He was defeated. And he used all his soul skills. He didn't even touch the corners of Huo Yuhao's clothes. Such despair. Only he can understand. Huo Yuhao said, "It's almost the same. I didn't use much strength. It's time to get up and kowtow. Huo Yuhao will not let him run away. He has to knock this end. You have to knock even if you don't. Forget it, just apologize. There's no need to kowtow, right?" Chen Zifeng frowned. "Forget it? Impossible." Ma Xiaotao walked out and stood next to Huo Yuhao. Chen Zifeng had no choice but to retreat. Dai Yuehen got up from the ground. He suddenly knelt down in the direction of Huo Yuhao and others. Bang! 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 3 at a time. After knocking one down, move on to the next one. Bite! Congratulations to the host for completing option 1. The reward, 10,000-year-old white tiger soul bone X1, has been issued to the host. Storage space, Xiantian Baolu Zhen, soul skill secret method combination skill, blue hair X1, convincing people with reason X1, 5,000-year-old white tiger soul bone X1, red dragon tail X1, phoenix armed, 10,000-year fire attribute soul bones, kowtow to the point of bleeding. Everyone was dizzy. Do you really want to be here? Will someone see it? Huo Yuhao said. He really didn't expect Ma Xiaotao to be so courageous. This is outside. Don't worry, what will happen if you see it? Just go ahead and I'll think of the rest. Ma Xiaotao showed a wicked smile. Obviously he didn't take Huo Yuhao's words to heart. The time is coming soon for the upgrade assessment. The assessment was very simple, and Huo Yuhao got full marks easily. During the vacation, Huo Yuhao built a soul ring storage device with a larger capacity. It can hold 99 soul rings at one time. Although it can only be installed for those under 100 years old. But it's not a big problem. After all, most of the years of blue-silver grass are relatively low. Even those of 10 years are rare. Huo Yuhao didn't expect this. So the weeding plan is temporarily on hold. At least wait until he captures the ice and fire eyes. There is no hope in a short time. As soon as Huo Yuhao returned to his dormitory, there was a knock on the door. Huo Yuhao thought that Wang Dong was back and opened the door, but the person who came in was Wu Feng. Which wind? What are you here for? Huo Yuhao asked. He thought about it carefully and realized that he had not been in contact with Wu Feng for a long time. He really couldn't imagine why Wu Feng came to him. I'm sorry, Huo Yuhao. Hearing Wu Feng's incomprehensible words, Huo Yuhao felt speechless for a while. What's going on? Why did you start apologizing? Huo Yuhao asked directly. He couldn't imagine why. Why did Wu Feng return to his home? It was as if he was a different person. I'm sorry, I called a contra to kill you in anger. I regretted it later, but when I went to find you, I found that you were fine, so I thought that contra I called was not looking for you. I didn't know until I got home from vacation that the contra I called had been killed, that it was only after Wu Feng returned home that he realized that the person he called had been killed, and not even the scum was left. Only then did I know that Huo Yuhao had already encountered that contra that day. After returning to the academy, she rushed to find Huo Yuhao. Just to ask for forgiveness from Huo Yuhao. Huo Yuhao. He looked at Wu Feng and didn't know what to say for a moment. Okay. I'm just telling you, where did contra come from? It turns out it was you who called me. Bite. Choose to trigger. After Wu Feng returned home and learned that the contra was dead, she came to the academy to find you and told you what she had done before. I hope you can forgive her. How will you make a choice? Option 1, it's seconds. Finding someone to ambush you is equivalent to killing you. She is not just trying to kill you. No nonsense. Send her directly to the King of Hell. Completion reward, Level 4 Soul Cannon X1. Option 2, Dragon Maid, since she wants you to forgive, then let her be your exclusive maid. Completion reward, Red Dragon Horn X1. Option 3, Repay within 100 years, how dare she find Contra to ambush you. Must be enslaved. Slave her hard. Completion reward, Unequal Contract X1. Option 4, You are a good person, hasn't she already come back to apologize? You are a good person, forgive her. Completion reward, Good Guy Card X1. Huo Yuhao looked at this option and was speechless. Just kill him and explode a level 4 soul cannon. What a crappy reward. To know. Huo Yuhao is now a 4th level soul engineer. It really only takes a few months. If the soul ring storage had not been improved, Huo Yuhao might have been a 5th level soul master by now. If you don't kill, then enslave. It's nice to have multiple dragon maids around. Unequal contract. Huo Yuhao can probably guess what it is, Long Jiao can also guess what it is, but, what the hell are you, a good guy? Is he really a good person? Can he be used together with the Virgin Heart? It's really outrageous. Huo Yuhao suddenly felt that he was too soft-hearted. So the rewards also included this kind of rewards for goodness. How about this, if you are my maid for 100 years, I will forgive you. Huo Yuhao casually reported a time, he wanted to use this to anger Wu Feng so that he would have a reason to take action. After all, he is still up right now. You can't just suppress him for no reason, right? As for the Soul Douluo attack, Huo Yuhao thought it would be better not to make a big deal for the time being. After all, there is still the White Tiger Duke's mansion to vent your anger. If there is another one, it may be too much to beat. Moon N can't split himself. So the pressure on the 9 treasures glazed sect should be slowed down, at least until Yan Xiaozhe and Xianzi recover their combat power. Huo Yuhao never expected it. Wu Feng. Agreed. Okay. 100 years is 100 years, that Wu Feng even said with a smile. Huo Yuhao. No, where's your brain? You dare to agree to this? The script is not like this. Shouldn't you disagree, and then go berserk and fight me? In the end, various forces are involved. How come you agreed? Then the next thing Wu Feng did shocked him even more. She actually changed into a maid outfit. Huo Yuhao. No. Where did you turn it from? Whose good person comes with a maid outfit? How is it? Am I a qualified maid? Wu Feng looked at Huo Yuhao with a smile. Don't say anything. Then I will take it as your approval. From now on, I will be your exclusive maid. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing option 2. The reward, Red Dragon Horn X1, has been issued to the host. Storage space, Shen Baolu's True, Soul Skill Secret Combination Skill, Blue Hair X1, Convincing People with Reason X1, 5,000 Years White Tiger Soul Bone X1, Red Dragon Tail X1, Phoenix Armament, 10,000 Years Fire Attribute Soul Bone X1, Fierce Beast Surrounding Map X1, Cat 2000 Years Soul Ring X1, Mother's Heart X1, Fusion Ring X1, 10,000 Years White Tiger Soul Bone X1, Red Dragon Horn X1. Chapter 72 The Seeds of Hostility are sown. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 73 The Seeds of Rebellion are planted. Options completed. But it was accomplished in a way that Huo Yuhao had never thought of. Huo Yuhao thought about using the spiritual eye illusion technique, and also thought about using soul skills to suppress it. But I never thought about it. Wu Feng gave it to him in vain. Even bring your own maid outfit. It made Huo Yuhao a little embarrassed to use the unequal contract against her. Fortunately, Huo Yuhao is not a good person. Eye to eye. Temporary servitude. Huo Yuhao used his spiritual eye illusion to briefly enslave Wu Feng. This trick is a built-in skill of the spirit eye illusion technique, but because it consumes too much mental energy, Huo Yuhao generally prefers to use the illusion technique. If you want to enslave the target, you must control it continuously. As long as you don't control it, the target will return to normal soon. This is also the reason why Huo Yuhao rarely uses this skill. Bite. Congratulations to the host for completing option 3. The reward, Unequal Contract X1, has been issued to the host. After receiving the reward, Huo Yuhao took it out without any hesitation. Even the storage space interface didn't pop up. Huo Yuhao extended this unequal contract to Wu Feng. This is. Huo Yuhao briefly explained the function of the contract. Huo Yuhao then set the time to 100 years. Wu Feng still signed the contract with Huo Yuhao without any hesitation. This is enough to explain. Wu Feng has shown his true feelings before. Instead of acting. Now that the contract is signed, Huo Yuhao will naturally not attack Wu Feng again. After all, the level 4 soul cannon is really rubbish. This reward was given to him for nothing and he didn't even ask for it. Real. Huo Yuhao might as well directly train Wu Feng into a 4th level soul master. Wasn't such a cannon made casually? Although Wu Feng is currently only level 28. But with Huo Yuhao here, she can quickly break through to level 30. That's right. Huo Yuhao can not only help Ma Xiaotao improve her level. Zhu Lu levels up. It can also help Wu Feng level up. Of course Wang Dong can do it, but there is no need. After all, the high-end combat power of Haotian sect is almost the same as that of Shrek Academy. Huo Yuhao's first target is the White Tiger Duke's mansion. Next is the 9 treasure glazed sect. Even if the Haotian sect comes, they have to stay in the back row. At least wait until Huo Yuhao kills them. It's Haotian sect's turn. Huo Yuhao thought it was better to take the good guy card. Even if you can't use it yourself, you can still use it for others. Bite. Congratulations to the host for completing option 4. The reward, Good Guy Card X1, has been issued to the host. Storage space, Xiantian Baolu Zhen, Soul Skill Secret Method Combination Skill, Blue Hair X1, Convincing People with Reason X1, 5,000-year-old White Tiger Soul Bone X1, Red Dragon Tail X1, Phoenix Armed, 10,000-year Fire Attribute Soul Bone X1, Ferocious Beast Surrounded Picture X1, Cat 2,000-year Soul Ring X1, Holy Mother's Heart X1, Fusion Ring X1, 10,000-year White Tiger Soul Bone X1, Red Dragon Horn X1, Good Guy Card X1. After getting the Good Guy card, Huo Yuhao suddenly felt that it was not impossible to be a good guy. The effect is not very heaven-defying, it is just a simple evolution of the martial soul. There are still restrictions. The progress bar of the Good Guy card must be full. But this is normal, after all, you can get it by simply forgiving. Although it can only be used once, it allows the martial soul to awaken for the second time. Even if Huo Yuhao doesn't use it himself, he can still use it for others. For example, give it to Ma Xiaotao. Maybe she can transform her martial soul into the ultimate fire. Or give it to Zhu Lu, awakening her martial spirit for the second time. Or you can just use it for the Wu Feng in front of you. What will happen when the Red Dragon awakens for the second time? Huo Yuhao is still looking forward to it. If Huo Yuhao used it on himself, it would probably be double pupils or something else from his second awakening. Huo Yuhao didn't have much expectations. Spirit eyes are enough. If the second awakening washes away the original soul skills of his spiritual eyes, it will be the end. If he finally managed to copy and paste it, what a fool. So Huo Yuhao had no intention of using it for himself from the beginning. Huo Yuhao is already very satisfied with his soul skills. Huo Yuhao should try not to move as much as possible. By the way, you do this. Huo Yuhao took out the red dragon tail and red dragon horns from the storage space. What Huo Yuhao wants is not an ordinary maid, but the dragon maid. As a dragon maid, how can she not have dragon horns and tail? Wu Feng looked at the dragon tail and horns that Huo Yuhao took out with a surprised expression, apparently. She didn't expect it. Huo Yuhao actually has the same red dragon tail and red dragon horns as her martial spirit red dragon aura. Thank you, Master, but Wu Feng quickly took it from Huo Yuhao. He merged directly with his martial soul without any hesitation. Wu Feng, who originally could only transform his arms into a dragon, instantly gained a dragon tail and horns. Huo Yuhao suddenly felt more pleasing to the eye. Don't tell me, it's really cute. Wu Feng's level also soared directly from level 28 to level 30. Breaking 2 levels in a row. He has also entered level 30. With half the level of Huo Yuhao. Naturally, Huo Yuhao would make full use of this free labor force. As a result, the Soul Guidance experimental area where Huo Yuhao was originally alone became 2 people. Wu Feng knows nothing about soul guides, but with Huo Yuhao's spiritual detection, he is not inferior to ordinary soul guides in learning. He even carved the core array of a first-level soul guide. Rapid progress. Huo Yuhao would laugh in his dreams. It is estimated that he will not have to make soul ring storage devices by himself soon. He can study other soul guides that are more suitable for combat. I have to say that Wu Feng's free gift is really timely. Huo Yuhao of the reserve team has become the commander. If Huo Yuhao wants, he can even be the commander of the main team. The plot of the Xingluo competition. It has finally begun. Huo Yuhao is very interested in the corpse explosion of the Death Messenger. Of course. Not only him, he will also copy the soul skills of other players in the competition. With his current 20,000 points of mental power, he can copy at least hundreds of soul skills. Of course, if all the soul skills copied are 10,000 years or 100,000 years, the number of soul skills that Huo Yuhao can copy will be much less. Just like Huo Yuhao copied the Dragon Emperor's Breaking Evil split before. This is a relatively cool skill. It takes up more spiritual points. The Sea God Lake, if you want to die, don't take me with you. And don't take the White Tiger Duke's mansion with you. Dai Yuheng slapped Dai Huabin hard in the face. He took out all his anger on Dai Huabin. He really didn't expect that Dai Huabin would still want to do it. He was really crazy. Huo Yuhao's teacher is the 99-level extreme Douluo moon. Dragon God Douluo. Do you know? Dai Yuheng became more and more angry as he spoke, and slapped him again. This time, he was so strong that he slapped Dai Huabin to the ground. I will pretend that I have never heard of this matter. If you dare to mention it again, or dare to do something similar, don't blame me as the eldest brother. Dai Yuheng knew that if Dai Huabin really angered Huo Yuhao, he would not be able to die 100 times. It will definitely implicate the Duke of White Tiger's mansion. Even the Xingluo Empire. The previous incident has already put the Duke of White Tiger under great pressure. If it happens again, I'm afraid Moon won't need to do it. The Xingluo Empire will obediently get rid of the Duke of White Tiger's mansion. Dai Huabin's eyes are red. Clenched his fists. Dai Yuheng. What are you so proud of? Aren't you just born a few years earlier than me? Wait. One day, I will trample you under my feet. Thank you very much for the rewards from all readers. This book is expected to be completed with 500,000 words. I will try my best to delete useless plots. Chapter 73 I came here to study, but you want me to risk my life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 74 I came to study, but you want me to risk my life. The next day, in the morning, the weather today is not good, and the whole Shrek city is invaded by black fog. This seems to be hinting at something. A group of people walked out of the Shrek gate. There are about a dozen of them. But they are not wearing the school uniforms of Shrek Academy. Some are wearing fancy clothes, and some are wearing cloth clothes. They are the regular team and the reserve team. There is only one leader in the open, that is Wang Yan. And the real leader is actually Xian Zi. And Xian Zi is Wang Yan's master. The 6 regulars plus 1 reserve are walking in the front, and Ma Xiaotao and the 6 reserve are walking at the end. The reserve is Bei Bei. Okay, stop for a moment, I'll say a few words. As he said that, Xian Zi didn't forget to eat a chicken leg. Listen carefully, this is very important. Especially for the reserve team, this is related to your future in the academy, obviously. These words are specifically said to Huo Yuhao and the others. Judging from the appearance of the inner courtyard disciples, it was obvious that they had heard about it when they were in the reserve team before. Before Xuanzi started to talk, he did not forget to drink a sip of wine. You should all know that our Shrek Academy has existed for more than 10,000 years, right? Generally speaking, a strong soul master can live for 200 years, or even longer, and every year there are students who pass the assessment and enter the inner courtyard of the academy. But now there are less than 100 inner courtyard disciples in Shrek Academy. Do you know why this is the case? That when Huo Yuhao saw that no one was talking, he jumped out and started to attack him. He should have died in an accident, right? After all, I had an accident in the academy, so it is reasonable for those inner courtyard disciples to encounter accidents when they go out, right? That Wu Feng also nodded. I think what Yuhao said makes sense. After she became a dragon maid, she knew that Huo Yuhao's first encounter was not a soul Douluo, but 5 soul kings and a soul emperor. You know, Huo Yuhao is near Shrek City. So it is indeed reasonable for inner courtyard disciples to have accidents when they go out. Xuanzi. He looked at Huo Yuhao and really wanted to slap him. If you can't talk, just shut up. But he couldn't. Xuanzi resisted the urge to hit Huo Yuhao and said, you are partially right, but only partially. Some of the inner courtyard disciples graduated normally, and some did not graduate from the inner courtyard. And what I want to talk about are those who did not graduate from the inner courtyard. Speaking of this, Xuanzi's voice was a little more sad. They are all good kids. It's not that they don't have the ability to graduate, they died in battle, for the ideals of the academy, died in battle. Their names will remain in Shrek Academy forever. Do you know why many outer school students who can enter the inner school choose to leave directly? Because inner school disciples are not just as simple as entering the inner school. Before entering the inner school, you need to bear a very heavy responsibility. And those students who don't enter the inner school feel that they can't bear it, so they usually choose to swear to keep it secret and leave Shrek. Although you are still in the reserve team, you have already entered the inner school halfway. As long as you are willing to take this responsibility, you are the real inner courtyard disciples. So, I want to confirm with you before you leave the academy to participate in the competition in Xingluo. Are you willing to take on this responsibility? The academy respects your choice. If you don't want to, you can return to the academy now and leave Shrek Academy after graduating from the outer academy. No one will blame you. After all, the study in the inner academy is actually similar to that in the outer academy. The main difference lies in this responsibility. And the inner courtyard disciples are strong because of this responsibility. Before you answer, I want to say one thing. All the inner courtyard disciples who take on this responsibility are heroes of Douluo continent. At this point, Xianzi looked at the 7 members of the reserve team, with a little more expectation and a little more heaviness in his eyes. If you don't want to, you can go back to the academy now, but similarly, you have to swear to keep it secret like the students who didn't want to before. However, the reserve team members this time were all selected by Huo Yuhao himself. How could he be moved by such a remark? Ning Tian frowned. Master Xian, you haven't told us what responsibilities we have to take. Can you tell us? As the young master of the 9 treasures glazed sect, she naturally couldn't agree directly. At least she had to know what responsibilities she had to take. But if she refused, she would have to withdraw from the reserve team directly. So she planned to ask clearly before making a decision. The people in the inner courtyard were all surprised. You know, they were all emotional after listening to Xian Zi's words and agreed to take responsibility directly. But no one has ever asked this question. Generally, they refuse to leave directly, and then swear to keep it secret without listening to anything. never appeared like Ning Tian. She neither chose to join nor to refuse. Xianzi, that he found out. No one was willing to take responsibility directly. What is the situation of the reserve team this time? They even have to listen to me finish talking about the responsibilities they need to bear. Xianzi came back to his senses and smiled. Forget it, I'll tell you now. If you don't want to, then swear to keep it secret. Stop talking, I won't bear it. Huo Yuhao interrupted quickly. What did you say? Xianzi looked at Huo Yuhao, shocked. No, buddy. Your teacher is Moon, the head of the Sea God Pavilion of Shrek Academy. You don't bear the responsibility? Are you kidding me? Old dang, I think you are really confused. I came here to learn, and you asked me to risk my life. Although I don't know what the responsibilities are, seeing so many inner court disciples died, I can guess that it must be related to risking my life. So, let's go back to the academy first. With that, Huo Yuhao took the 6 members of the reserve team and planned to leave. Xianzi. Good. No one even listened to what responsibilities I had to bear. This is the first time Xianzi has felt so aggrieved in such a long time. You can't hit me, and you can't scold me. Fortunately, everyone around is our own people. You are all outsourced inner court disciples, so you don't have to take responsibility. Xianzi thought of a solution in a hurry and said immediately. Ah. Huo Yuhao looked at Xianzi and didn't know what to say for a while. Can it be played like this? The inner court disciples are also outsourced, right? Good. This is not good for other inner court disciples, right? After all, they all took responsibility, but we don't have to take it. Huo Yuhao glanced at everyone in the inner court. This is different. Xianzi shook his head. What's different? Huo Yuhao asked curiously. Don't worry about it, it's different anyway. Xianzi said stubbornly. Xian Lao said it's different, so let it be different. Huo Yuhao was a little speechless. He was close to the face and opened the big. The option didn't come out. Shouldn't there be an option to leave or stay? This is a super Douluo. If this option came out, it would be so cool. What a pity. Chapter 74, The Last Meal. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 75, The Last Meal. From now on, if anyone interrupts me again, I will break his legs. After Xianzi finished speaking, he looked at everyone. Seeing that they were all silent, Xianzi was about to talk. What the hell is there to talk about? None of them took responsibility. It's useless to talk. This time, on our way to Xingluo, we will start the first monitoring mission. Although you don't take responsibility, is it okay to follow and kill a few evil soul masters? Of course there is no problem with this. Huo Yuhao said, evil soul masters are also soul masters. Killing them will get bonuses. Why not do it? Then Dai Yuheng told everyone about the intelligence of this monitor mission. The location of this mission is in the mountains where the Xingluo Empire and the Sun and Moon Empire intersect. This mountain range is called the Mingdo Mountains. It has rich mineral resources. They don't care about anything else. They only need to find and kill the bandit gang called the Death Hand in 3 to 4 days. This bandit gang is here to kill merchants from both countries. There are only less than 300 people. The reason why they were not destroyed is because the leader of the Death Hand. He is an evil soul master who claims to be the messenger of the god of death. Quite powerful. Before the departure of Shrek Academy, the garrison near the Xingluo Empire had been notified of this supervisor mission. So the supervisors of this supervisor mission will get limited help. For example, an extremely detailed map. And very accurate intelligence. Okay, let's go. Everyone was about to leave, but was stopped by Huo Yuhao. Wait, you will run until next year if you run like this. Huo Yuhao said, taking out a bunch of parts. What are you going to do? Ma Xiaotao looked at the parts on the ground with some confusion. She had no idea what Huo Yuhao was going to do. Don't worry, you will know when I finish assembling it. Huo Yuhao turned his head to Dai Yuheng. Come and help, why are you standing there like an idiot? Although Dai Yuheng was unhappy, he could only go over to help. Soon, this soul guide was assembled. Only Huo Yuhao knew this soul guide. That's right. Helicopter. No, now we should change the word, soul power aircraft. What is this? Dai Yuheng had never expected that he would finally assemble such a thing. There are even propellers on it. Soul power aircraft. Huo Yuhao said, go up, there is enough space for more than a dozen of us. This soul power aircraft was made by Huo Yuhao when he was bored. Although it is a first-level soul guide, it is much more useful than those single-person aircrafts of Shrek Academy. Everyone flew towards the destination. You are really a genius. Ma Xiaotao praised, not only does it not need to be blown by the wind, but the speed is also amazingly fast. The most important thing is that when it is spread out, the soul power consumption is not large. Senior Dai, I just heard Senior Ma talking about evil soul masters. Do we soul masters also have good and evil? Bebe asked curiously. He didn't know much about evil soul masters, and now so many inner courtyard seniors are here. If he doesn't ask now, will he ask Moon when he goes back? Of course, although evil soul masters are also soul masters, they are much stronger than normal soul masters. Dai Yuheng replied with a smile. Huo Yuhao found that although Dai Yuheng answered with a smile, there was a hint of fear in his smile. Obviously, Dai Yuheng is afraid of evil soul masters. It is likely that he encountered a very powerful evil soul master in the previous supervisor mission. Evil soul master. It has existed for a long time. It is said that Tang San, the first generation of the Shrek 7 devils, encountered a very powerful evil soul master 10,000 years ago. Evil soul master actually refers to the existence of a special martial soul, the kind with evil spirit born in martial soul. Let me give you an example. A few hundred years ago, there was an evil soul master who was so evil that he was perverted on the Douluo continent. He awakened his martial soul at the age of 18. Logically speaking, shouldn't he be able to cultivate to the title of Douluo? But he relied on his evil martial soul he cultivated himself up by force. And what he cultivated was the heart of an infant. Awakened at the age of 18, and achieved the title before the age of 40. When he exerted his soul power, a blood baby would appear, giving his attack a terrifying corrosive ability. Each of his soul rings is at least 1,000 years old. There are 2 of them that are 100,000 years old. His strength is so strong that it is frightening. In the end, it was the previous head of the supervisory group who led several strong men to find him for 5 years, and then killed him with their own hands. Hearing this, Huo Yuhao felt that the evil soul master was still strong. Stronger than him who cheated. It took him almost 20 years to cultivate to become a titled Douluo. This Go-Ba is too terrifying. If he awakened earlier, would he be able to achieve a titled Douluo at the age of 26? If he hid a little longer, would he be able to reach the level of Super Douluo? Even the ultimate Douluo? Then he would slaughter Shrek in return. Tang San really knows how to die. The evil soul master prison and the killing city were blown up by him. The spirit hall was also flattened. If they went to the small village to awaken every year, this kind of spirit would have been captured long ago. Even if he lets him go, as long as he starts practicing with this martial spirit, he will definitely be hunted down to the slaughter city. And practice to become a titled Douluo. Practice for nothing. How many hearts of babies have been used to become a titled Douluo evil spirit master? Just thinking about it makes Huo Yuhao feel terrible. And this is probably just one of the many cases, right? Also, when did Tang San encounter an evil spirit master? Could it be Tang Chen? No. Where did the evil spirit master come from in Douluo 1? The more Huo Yuhao thought about it, the more he felt something was wrong. Huo Yuhao suddenly discovered. Damn it, Tang San himself is the greatest evil spirit master. According to the standards of DouluoDalu, 8 spider lance sucks blood. Swallowing golden silk drains the deep sea demon whale king. Let alone other things, he even uses it actively. According to the standards determined by Moon. As long as it can suck blood. That is an evil spirit master. Not to mention that Tang San is actively sucking blood. It is human blood. Tang San let Do Air go, and he was definitely hunted down for 8 blocks. Now there is a legitimate reason. Yu Kid is indeed an evil soul master. Huo Yuhao has already thought about it, starting with his daughter. Then the Haotian sect. Finally Shrek Academy. Especially the Sea God Pavilion. While Dai Yueheng was talking, Huo Yuhao was not idle, and showed them his top skills. Spicy rabbit head. Stir-fried rabbit head. Stir-fried rabbit head with blue silver grass. Roasted rabbit with blue silver grass. All kinds of rabbit heads. Everything you can think of. Of course, Huo Yuhao didn't just make rabbit heads. Roasted fish, roasted chicken, roasted lamb, roasted cow, roasted tiger, these are all available. What is the last meal of the execution.jpg. Of course, Huo Yuhao had already told them in advance, he also told Moon En, so now they all have an invincible shield. As for Xuanzi, the main reason is that no one is stronger than him, otherwise Huo Yuhao will definitely replace him. The Soul Power aircraft quickly reached the first target location. Get off the plane. Chapter 75 Tearing the Soul King Apart with Bare Hands. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 76 Tear apart the Soul King with your hands. After everyone stayed here for a while, they took off again. The people with Soul Power aircraft quickly arrived at the second destination of the trip. Originally, at the first target location, Dai Yueheng should have borrowed the aircraft, but because he had Huo Yuhao's soul flying machine, Dai Yueheng did not borrow it, but simply asked about the situation. So why does the original film need to borrow an aircraft? The reason is simple. Because low-level soul masters cannot fly unless they have a flying martial soul. Otherwise, even if you break through to Soul Saint, you can only stay in the air for a short time. Only by reaching the level of title Douluo can you fly longer. And their team is obviously the kind that can't fly. Without the soul aircraft provided by Huo Yuhao, it would have been several days later for them to reach the first target location. Moreover, the flying soul guide Dai Yueheng borrowed still had a flaw. That is, it can only be used normally if it has 4 rings or above. And the level of the reserve team is obviously not enough. The second target location is naturally the Star Luo Empire's Western Group army stationed near the Mingdo Mountains. Because there was still a lot of time, everyone even had time to stay for a meal after getting the information about the Hand of Death. Until they left, they didn't see the Legion commander here, Dai Hao. In front of the Death Cave. Okay, then it's up to you. Xuanzi took a sip of wine and said to everyone. No problem. Ma Xiaotao nodded, as if he already knew Xuanzi would say this. Okay, everyone, get ready. Supervisor Shrek, it's time to take action, Wang Yan said seriously. All 7 members of the main team wear the Shrek Inspector ring. Inner armor that protects the whole body. Only the eyes and mouth and nose are exposed. Very tough. Thin scales can be faintly seen. And the soul power can only be revealed from the inside out. Enough to show its defensive power. In addition to the inner armor, there is also a dark green outfit. A dark green mask. There's even a dark green cloak. Hanging on his waist are 3 flares specially designed for Shrek's supervisors. The cloak and inner armor are made of the same material. They all have pretty good defenses. Everyone seems to be ready, so get ready to go. Xiao Tao, you command the battle. Yuhao, you are in charge of the reserve team. After that, the 7 people were selected to enter the Death Cave first. After the 7 main players entered for a while, Huo Yuhao then entered with 6 people from the reserve team. He had already expected Xuanzi not to go in. The main 7 are different from the original work, each one has an invincible shield. Huo Yuhao only went in to explode the options and copy the corpse explosion. At most, we can kill a few more evil soul masters. As for the danger, that must be impossible. At least the reserve team cannot be in danger. He can protect them all by himself. The main choice has an invincible shield, so it is unlikely to be dangerous. It's just a corpse explosion. Could it still be blown up by them? Everyone, be careful. Although the information is very detailed, the opponent only has 1 soul king, but what if there is also a soul emperor? Wang Yan, who was following the main selection of 7 people, reminded them, although the main candidates were all strong men above soul king, but for some reason, an ominous omen arose in his heart. Teacher Wang, don't worry, we are the selected team members. Dai Yueheng said with a smile. With the information, Dai Yueheng felt that this supervisor mission was actually just a formality. All the bandit groups along the way were killed by them as quickly as possible. Dai Yaoheng, Chen Zifeng, Cici. All 3 of them killed people at a speed far faster than the bandit group could support them. Gongyang Mo stood among a few people, and rainbow rays of light kept flying towards Ma Xiaotao and the others. And Yao Haoshuan is staying by Gongyang Mo's side. At this moment, he has grown into a huge figure. Ling Luochen was standing on the other side of Gongyang Mo. The 3 of them were different from the 4 of Ma Xiaotao. They did not rush to the front. Deep in the cave, there are still a steady stream of bandits joining the battle. But whether it's Ma Xiaotao or the other 3, the area they can cover is extremely vast. Dai Yueheng, who had the boost of Gongyang Mo, even tore up a Soul King level bandit with his own hands. With one move, the White Tiger meteor shower instantly killed the 3 soul sects who came to support him. Killing like crazy. Chen Zifeng and Dai Yueheng are almost the same. If the auras of the 2 of them were sensed by unsuspecting people, they might regard them as evil soul masters. The whole body exudes a strong smell of blood. Of course it's not their own blood. It was the blood of the bandits they killed. These people do all kinds of evil. They deserve to die. No one can be let go. If you let him go, you don't know how many people will suffer. Kill them all. Wang Yan found that the bandits had almost been cleared away and only the leader was left. He shouted loudly. According to the information they provided, this most powerful Soul King should be the leader. It's impossible to provide false information, right? You know, Duke White Tiger's eldest son can be here. Wang Yan's approach is naturally correct. The starting point is also good. There is definitely nothing wrong with it as usual. But this is an evil soul master. You definitely can't do it the way you usually do. But you can't blame him for this. If Huo Yuhao didn't know the plot, he would probably rush up. He couldn't have thought that such a strong team would almost be wiped out by a Soul King. Don't go, just clear out the bandits who have no strength. Seeing Wang Dong and Wu Feng rushing out, Huo Yuhao hurriedly stopped them. The regular team has an invincible shield, so there is no problem rushing up. But what do you have? You have a ball. Isn't rushing up to die. Do you really think you can beat the Soul King? Of course, Huo Yuhao didn't forget to kill a few evil soul masters while he was talking. After all, this Death Hand organization is a thorough killing without blinking an eye. Evil soul master organization. Huo Yuhao naturally has no psychological burden when killing. Up to now, the extra power bonus obtained by his killing field is already considerable. At least they rushed to them. Huo Yuhao killed them all. Not one was left out. The Death Messenger couldn't escape either. Could a Soul King still outrun Xian Zi, the Super Douluo? Do you really think Xian Zi is just a decoration? His flying speed is super fast. To prevent accidents, from now on, you'd better not stay too far away from me. Huo Yuhao narrowed his eyes and said, for some reason, he always felt that something unexpected was going to happen. After all, it was Xianzi who led the team, Xianzi, who was called the Supreme Elder of the Holy Spirit religion. 12 people from the inner courtyard fought against a 100,000-year soul beast. It was Xianzi who led the team that time. He just happened to get separated from the 12 people. They just happened to encounter a 100,000-year soul beast. Huo Yuhao felt like he was back in this copy. Although the death messenger was not a 100,000-year soul beast. But the casualties caused were comparable to those of a 100,000-year soul beast. Where are you, Ant? How dare you go against me, the messenger of death? Die. You all must die. You all must become my corpse slaves. Chapter 76 Huo Yuhao, no. Lao Hu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 77 Huo Yuhao, no. Lao Hu. Jie 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 jie. Let you see. What? That's art. I want you, it's all blown up to the sky. When the remaining bandits heard this voice, they were not only unhappy. Instead, they all showed expressions of despair. Everyone's whole body trembled. This is their leader. Messenger of death. His presence means it means. It's going to explode. Bite. Choose to trigger. The messenger of death from the death cave appears. He has used corpse explosion to detonate the whole place. How will you make a choice? Option 1, Skelex is a person, regardless of the life or death of Electrolux's remnant soul, forcefully awaken Electrolux and ask him to immediately terminate the corpse explosion technique. Completion reward, purification. Option 2, attack with all your strength, use all your strength to protect the other 14 people present from death. Completion reward, protect the field. Option 3, be alone, just protect yourself from harm. Completion reward, invincible golden body x1. Option 4, turn around and run away, evacuate from the death cave immediately. Completion reward, crisis warning. Huo Yuhao didn't wait to see what the options were. The corpses on the ground expanded at the same time. The moment it turns red. Art. It's Patrick Star. Boom. 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 A violent explosion sounded. The flesh and blood of the corpse were scattered in all directions with the explosion. Dragon King breaks evil. Huo Yuhao responded promptly. Use corpse destruction to eliminate traces. The body fragments and blood were all removed by Huo Yuhao. Huo Yuhao and the others had just come in, and they were still some distance away from being selected as regular members. And the scope of the Dragon King's evil splitting is so wide. So Huo Yuhao could only clear away the corpse explosions in their area. The main 7 are at the center of the battle. Killed a lot of bandits. It is completely in the center of Paida Star. Even if you want to hide, there is nowhere to hide. And the power of the corpse explosion is so terrifying. Especially among the dead bandits. There are also corpses of Soul King level experts. At the moment of the explosion, the death cave felt like it was about to collapse. This explosion lasted for half a minute. Xuanzi, who was still sitting outside the cave drinking, panicked the moment he heard the explosion. He never expected it. How could something like this happen? A mere Soul King. He actually unleashed a life-sacrifice blow from a Soul Saint level powerhouse. And the evil Soul Master. Isn't it because of his weird attack methods? There is absolutely no way this explosion was just a simple explosion. He didn't even have time to eat the chicken legs. It's too late to get the wine gourd. Instantly turned into a stream of light and rushed towards the death cave. He is angry. He originally thought that with Wang Yan in charge of the overall situation, nothing serious would happen. After all, the leader of this group of death hands is just the Soul King. In his opinion, the inner disciples of Shrek Academy should be able to kill an evil soul master of this level instantly. That's why he sat at the door of the cave, drinking wine and eating chicken drumsticks. Jia 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 jia. How does this messenger's corpse feel? Even if you are the Soul Emperor, you will be poisoned to death even if you don't die in front of this messenger's explosive corpses. The death cave is already full of the smell of blood after experiencing this indiscriminate explosion of more than 200 corpses. Even the group of bandits who had been preparing to sneak into the recesses of the cave were all killed. Those who didn't run away were blown away to the point where there was no ashes left. What's even scarier is, there was corrosive liquid after the explosion. And as mentioned before, the evil spirit of an evil soul master is reflected in his attacks. Not only is this liquid extremely corrosive, it is even more poisonous. This kind of liquid is everywhere except Huo Yuhao's area. A big hole even appeared above the death cave. It only took Furious Xuanzi a while to reach where Huo Yuhao and the others were. It's too late. Look at the miserable situation in front of you. My legs couldn't help but feel weak. Super Douluo almost fell to the ground. It was as if someone had taken away the life. Right now, a head fell through the big hole. He fell right in the middle of the regular team members. That was actually Dai Yueheng's head. It turned out that he, who was at the center of the explosion, had no time to react. He was blown away directly, spiraling to heaven. The body turns into a propeller. And the head was stained with highly toxic corrosive liquid. Just now, the plane crashed from the sky. Laohu, Huo Yuhao shouted in grief. The slot machine with self-explosion options is dead like this. The majestic Soul Emperor. Wasn't it too hasty to die? Huo Yuhao never expected that Dai Yueheng would be killed by the explosion. The people who least deserved to be killed were killed. Where is your invincible shield? It's over. It's all over. The other regular team members are also dying and injured. Only Ma Xiaotao and Ling Luochen triggered the invincible shield. Could it be, are other people's invincible shields fake? It shouldn't be. That was bought by Shrek Academy. How could I buy a fake? But Chen Zifeng and the others' miserable condition told him. Invincible shield. It really didn't trigger. Only Ma Xiaotao and Ling Luochen's invincible shields were triggered. They relied on their own soul power and just suffered greater damage. They were not stained by the corrosive venom. Therefore, the two of them were in the best condition in the genuine team at the moment. But they were also blown away. But those who didn't trigger the invincible shield were miserable. The first one was Chen Zifeng of the strong attack system. In terms of attack, he could even touch Ma Xiaotao. But his sword was so big. There was no protective soul skill. The invincible shield was not triggered. There was only a set of simple protective gear of the Shrek supervisor. He was also blown up. Left hand. Left foot. They were all blown away. Half of his body was stained with the corrosive venom. Continuously screaming. Of course, the other three were not much better. But Cece was lucky. She ran fast enough, and only her back was blown into a bloody mess. She was also possessed by lightning, so she was not stained by the highly toxic corrosive liquid. Gong Yanghua should be the worst. He is a super auxiliary. His auxiliary ability is first class. But he himself does not have a body protection soul skill. The invincible shield was not triggered. His own defense is also low. Ling Luochen, who was originally responsible for protecting him, was blown away by the explosion. All his limbs were blown off. The remaining body was like a fish caught by someone, twisting constantly. Obviously, it was stained with highly toxic corrosive liquid. Looking at his appearance, he should not be able to survive. Yao Haoshuan's martial spirit is the largest after being possessed. He also suffered the most injuries. But he is much better than Gong Yangmo. At least he does not have to endure the pain. His body was blown into 5 or 6 pieces. He is dead and can't die anymore. Every piece of his body is stained with highly toxic corrosive liquid. Xian Ziren was dumbfounded. The scene in front of him gradually blurred. He seemed to have returned to that day. The day he separated from the 12 inner court disciples. The day the 12 inner court disciples fought to the death with the 100,000-year soul beast. The day when the super Douluo led the team but 8 inner court disciples died. At that time, the inner court disciples who were killed by the 100,000-year soul beast were just as tragic as they are now. Chapter 77 Are you really the Grand Elder of the Holy Spirit Church? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 78 Are you the Great Elder of the Holy Spirit Church? Is this fate? Xian Zi clenched his fists, tears streaming down his face. It seemed destined that something would happen when he led the team. Xian Zi's heart was not as strong as he thought. Especially because of him, the disciples in the inner courtyard were in trouble. If he hadn't said before he left that the martial soul system didn't need soul guides to protect itself. How could they not have invincible shields on them? How could they be blown up so badly? Even if they were in the center of the explosion, if they had invincible shields, they would have had hope of survival. Ma Xiaotao and Ling Luochen are good examples. Wang Yan climbed up tremblingly, he also had an invincible shield. But his strength was only that of a soul king. He was also blown up badly. It was only because of the protection of the invincible shield that his hands and feet were not blown off. Why are you in a daze? People are about to run away. Wang Yan looked at Xian Zi standing there motionless, and he was furious. He roared. He really didn't understand. Why didn't Xuanzi chase after the Soul King? Instead, he stood there in a daze. Xuanzi came back to his senses after being yelled at. I'm going to kill you. Cut you into pieces, Xuanzi shouted angrily. The entire death cave trembled. Covered with white light. The highly toxic corrosive liquid in the death cave disappeared instantly. Although the highly toxic corrosive liquid on their bodies was eliminated by Xuanzi's roar, the pain of everyone still existed. Chen Zifeng. Gongyang Mo. The two had been poisoned for a long time. It was not a simple matter of removing the highly toxic corrosive liquid. However, Xuanzi's shout not only failed to stop the death messenger, but made the death messenger run faster. At the same time, a stone was blasted down from the death cave. If Huo Yuhao hadn't acted quickly, Gongyang Mo, who had no ability to resist, might have died. Huo Yuhao was really in a difficult situation. Could it be that Xuanzi was really the supreme elder of the Holy Spirit cult? Damn it, how can this be done? Want to kill all the inner courtyard disciples by accident? This is too outrageous. I am the Soul King. Who dares to kill me? Who can kill me? That the death messenger once again triggered the corpse explosion. The corpses of Dai Yuheng and Yao Haoshuan were instantly triggered by him. He wanted to detonate them both in front of Xuanzi. But Xuanzi had already arrived, how could he let him release this trick? Raised his hand and waved. Directly suppressed the corpses of Dai Yuheng and Yao Haoshuan who were ready to move. But Xuanzi has never disappointed anyone in disappointing people. The corpses of the two of them detonated. The corpse of Dai Yuheng, who was closest to him, exploded. The material for this explosion was the corpses of the 6-ring Soul Emperor Dai Yuheng and the 5-ring Soul King Yao Haoshuan. The power was very strong. Xuanzi could have suppressed it. But because of Gong Yangma and Chen Zifeng, he didn't dare to press forward with all his strength. With their injuries, they definitely couldn't bear it. That's it. Second corpse explosion. Dai Yuheng bomb. Yao Haoshuan bomb. Xuanzi had one hand broken before, and his level plummeted by 10 levels. Although it was reconnected later, his level only recovered to level 95. But he is a super Douluo after all. Even if the bodies of Dai Yuheng and Yao Haoshuan had been detonated, he could have greatly reduced the range damage caused by the explosion. But the area near the center of the explosion could not be suppressed. Fortunately, there was no one next to the two bodies, otherwise it would be estimated that someone else would be blown away. This corpse explosion did not make the entire death cave tremble like before. Chen Zixuan was also safely rescued by Huo Yuhao. The possibility of survival was greatly increased. There is still rescue. Dai Yuheng and Yao Haoshuan really disappeared completely. Only slag was left after the explosion. Even the storage soul guide that exploded was blown up. Xuanzi was furious. The corpse that could have been carried back was gone. All blown up. They were supposed to appear in the All-Continental Senior College Soul Fighting Competition in a few days. They were still so young. Why did it turn out like this? Boom! When Xuanzi was about to catch up with the messenger of death, an explosion suddenly sounded. The passage was instantly blocked by stones. At the same time, a huge rock smashed straight at Cici. Cici was in a better condition and easily avoided the huge rock. I'm sorry, I can't protect anything. Wang Yan half knelt on the spot, holding his head and crying. He seemed to think that he was dreaming. It takes a long time to train a top soul master. But to destroy him, it only takes an accident. From the first wave of corpse explosions to Xuanzi's entry and the second corpse explosion, it actually only took a few minutes. Among the 7 selected players, only Ma Xiaotao and Ling Luochen are intact. They only need to recuperate for a period of time to recover. Dai Yuheng is completely dead, deader than dead. Yao Haoshuan is also dead. Gong Yangma is also completely useless. Chen Zifeng has one hand and one foot broken, which is no different from being useless. Cici's condition is barely qualified, and she needs to recuperate for a long time. Only then can she recover her combat capability. Until Huo Yuhao led everyone out of the death cave. The sound of the upgrade sounded. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing option 4. The reward, Crisis Warning, has been issued to the host. Huo Yuhao only had time to check the options. A simple glance revealed that almost everything that could be completed had been completed, and option 2 was definitely not going to be completed. Dai Yuheng has become a prisoner. But don't tell me, Huo Yuhao really wants this protection domain. He has attacked enough domains. As for option 1, what about Shylex? Huo Yuhao has no idea at all. Purification is far inferior to the undead demiplane. Besides, when the option is triggered, the corpse explosion has already begun. Even if Huo Yuhao wakes it up, it cannot be stopped. Because the soul skills have been used up. The corpse is about to explode. Unless Huo Yuhao masters the time reversal. Otherwise, it is a waste of time. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing option 3. The reward, Invincible Golden Body X1, has been issued to the host. Storage space, Xiantian Baolut True, Soul Skill Secret Method Combination Skill, Blue Hair X1, Convincing People with Reason X1, 5,000 Years White Tiger Soul Bone X1, Phoenix Armament, 10,000 Years Fire Attribute Soul Bone X1, Fierce Beast Surrounding Map X1, Cat 2000 Years Soul Ring X1, Mother's Heart X1, Fusion Ring X1, 10,000 Years White Tiger Soul Bone X1, Good Person Card X1, Invincible Golden Body X1, but it must be said that the running speed shown by the Death Messenger today is very fast. It is something he has never achieved before. It is obvious. Xuanzi has brought too much pressure to him. It has stimulated the potential of his body. When he saw his 12 corpse slaves, he was relieved. I never thought I was so awesome. I killed many of his students in front of a tidal Douluo. I even survived. On this Douluo continent, I'm afraid I'm the only one who can do this. Chapter 78 Moon, Resign. Then go to the Holy Spirit Church. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 79 Moon, Resign. Then go to Holy Spirit Church. Jie. 10 years at most. Give me 10 more years. Until then. Titled Douluo will have no choice but to be controlled by me. After the messenger of death left 12 corpse slaves behind, Xuanzi dug the passage. The first to come up were the 12 corpse slaves. Now that there is no one else, Xuanzi can finally exert his full strength. Just one palm. All 12 corpse slaves were blown up. Not even a second. At this time, he was not far away from the messenger of death. Hey, don't be too sad, everyone. No one thought that a soul king could burst out with such terrifying power. Wang Yan comforted. 16 people came out this time, 7 from the inner court and 7 from the outer court. Wang Yan and Xuanzi. Even Wang Yan, who was sitting behind, was seriously injured by the explosion. 2 of the Shrek's 7 devils in front died directly. Soul Emperor Dai Yaoheng. Soul King Yao Haoshuan. Even the bones were blown away. 2 are disabled. Soul King Chen Zifeng. Soul King Dongyang Imo. One of them had 1 arm and 1 leg broken off. 1 limb exploded. The remaining 3 are in relatively good condition. Soul Emperor Ma Xiaotao. Soul King Ling Luochen. Soul King Sisi. Among them, Sisi does not have an invincible shield. This is the advantage of running fast. With Huo Yuhao present, the 7 people in the outer courtyard were not harmed at all. Huo Yuhao thought it would be better to die. He specifically asked each of the disciples in the inner courtyard to have an invincible shield. It really exploded and only 2 people triggered it. Among them, Ma Xiaotao is still his. It really counts. Only Ling Luochen can use it. All I can say is, he died unjustly. How is the situation? Xuanzi, who was releasing his martial spirit, turned to Wang Yan and asked. His face is very gloomy. This is already the 2nd time. The 2nd time under his leadership, the disciples in the inner courtyard died again. What's more? He couldn't even fly the messenger of death. If the death messenger's soul power hadn't been used up in the end, the plane crashed and exploded. Xuanzi even felt that he could escape. If he had a hostage in his hands, he would probably run away 80% of the time. Not only did he feel pain in his heart. Even more angry. A mere soul king killed the disciples of the inner courtyard in front of him. And he almost ran away. Wang Yan sighed. Oh, Dai Yueheng was killed, and Yao Haoshuan was also killed. The kind with no bones left. Xuanzi closed his eyes, took a breath and asked, how are the others? Are their lives in danger? Chen Zifeng's hands and feet were blown off, and Gongyang Mo's hands and feet were all gone. And he was poisoned. He needs to be taken back to the academy for treatment immediately. Ma Xiaotao and Ling Luochen have invincible shields, so they can rest for a while. Sisi ran fast and didn't suffer much injury. She will be fine after resting for a while. What about the messenger of death? Wang Yan asked. Dead, blown up. Xuanzi told Wang Yan the fate of the messenger of death in a long and short message. Okay, a good death. I finally avenged Dai Yueheng and Yao Haoshuan. Only then did Wang Yan's ferocious and cold expression ease. But I have always had a doubt. Why did Ma Xiaotao and Ling Luochen activate the invincible shield, but the other inner courtyard disciples did not? Wang Yan asked. This. Xuanzi didn't know how to answer Wang Yan for a while. Could it be that you told them about it yourself? After thinking about it, Xuanzi shook his head and said, don't worry about it for now. You will lead the team this time. This arduous task is in your hands. You take Ma Xiaotao and Ling Luochen back to rest first. Once their injuries are stable, you can go directly to Xinglua City to participate in the competition. I'll take the others back to the academy for treatment first. Time is running out, act now. After Xuanzi finished speaking, he took the wounded and flew towards Shrek. I didn't listen to what Wang Yan said at all. He chose to escape. Shrek Academy. How is the situation? Xuanzi sat on the stairs and asked the old man in white. Fortunately, he was brought back in time and the situation is now stable. The Soul Guidance Department can install prosthetic limbs for Chen Zifeng and Gongyang Yamo. Although their movements will be affected to some extent, it should have no impact on their abilities. The old man in white said. Okay, that's good. Xuanzi took a sip of wine and breathed a sigh of relief. What he fears most is that they both die too. Just then, someone walked in. And that person is the Dean of Shrek Academy's Martial Arts Department who hasn't been seen for a long time. Yan Xiaozhe. Xuanzi asked, are you ready for the Poseidon Pavilion meeting? Yes, when? Yan Xiaozhe was interrupted as soon as he started speaking. Let's go. Xuanzi stood up and walked outside. The figure looks a little lonely. Yan Xiaozhe couldn't help but sigh when he saw Xuanzi's appearance. He knew the impact this incident had on Xuanzi, too big. Mister, before entering the Poseidon Pavilion, Yan Xiaozhe did not forget to comfort Xuanzi. Xuanzi sighed to himself, smiled bitterly and shook his head. You don't understand. Poseidon Pavilion meeting. Moon, who was sitting in the first place, was not sitting on a recliner. Instead, he leaned almost straight on the chair. That's right. Straight. He was not affected by the evil spirit of the dragon pill. The reason was actually very simple. Huo Yuhao used the Holy Dragon Soul Core to directly kill the evil spirit in the dragon pill. The dragon pill without evil spirit could no longer put pressure on Moon N. It was much easier for Moon N to return to normal. Sitting on the left and right sides of the first place were Elder Lin and Elder Xian. The 4 deans and vice deans of the Martial Soul Department and the Soul Guidance Department were still sitting at the end. Tell me, Xuanzi, what are you going to do? Why did you suddenly call a meeting of the Sea God Pavilion? Moon N's gentle voice sounded. As long as Huo Yuhao was fine, he would hardly get angry. Just a few inner courtyard disciples died. Let them die. Besides, the academy provided an invincible shield. Who would I blame if I died? You all know about this. This is not the first time I have had problems leading a team. So I decided to resign from the position of deputy head of the Shrek Procuratorate. And quit the Sea God Pavilion. Stay in the academy to guard the gate. Xian Zi said in a deep voice. Everyone was stunned when they heard this. You know. Xian Zi's status in Shrek Academy is second only to Moon N. Moon N is dead. He will be the next head of the Sea God Pavilion. He will also be the head of the supervisory group. Under such circumstances, Xian Zi actually said he wanted to resign. Who wouldn't be confused after hearing this? Master Xian, this is a complete accident, and you have nothing to do with it. If it weren't for the special ability of the Soul King, Xiao Tao and the others could have completely swept them. Xian Zi sighed. Xiaozhe, forget it. In fact, I wanted to resign as early as the first time. It's just that I didn't want to hurt that girl's heart, so I stayed. But this time I caused 2 deaths and 5 serious injuries. Especially Dai Yuheng and Yao Haoshuan, they don't even have their ashes. I still have to go to the White Tiger Duke's mansion and Yao Haoshuan's home. Everyone, goodbye. As he said, he walked over. Get back. Xian Zi stopped. He was about to say something when he was interrupted by Moon. You are in such a hurry to run away. Do you want to go to the Holy Spirit Church to become the Supreme Elder? Chapter 79 Moon, how come you, a conservative, are more radical than me? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 80 Moon, how come you, a conservative, are more radical than me? Xianzi looked at Moon in confusion. I don't know why he said this. I am a Shrek man in life. I am a Shrek ghost in death. How could I go to the Holy Spirit Church? Am I wrong? Hearing Moon's words, Xianzi was about to refute, but he thought of what happened after he led the team. It is indeed getting more and more similar. Super Douluo can get lost with the inner courtyard disciples. This time is even more excessive. Killed and crippled several inner courtyard disciples in front of him. He almost let them run away. To be honest, Xianzi felt that he was an inner ghost. Okay, there is no point in saying more. Moon waved his hand. This time the mistake is big, but not big either. After all, they did not use the invincible shield. Xianzi arrived in time this time. But they just couldn't hold on. Go to their homes, and then go to Xinglua Empire to protect the contestants. Remember, give everyone a new invincible shield. It's best to give everyone another flying soul guide. Hearing this, Xian Liner was naturally happy and smiling. Yan Xiaozhe, who was opposite him, frowned. He still couldn't accept the traditional soul masters using soul guides. He believed that only by not using soul guides could the tradition of Shrek Academy be maintained. And now Moon said that all participating soul masters must have invincible shields. This is undoubtedly saying traditional soul masters need the help of soul guides. That is, their martial soul system. Need the help of the soul guide system. Yan Xiaozhe can't accept it. Teacher, how about? Yan Xiaozhe was interrupted by Moon before he finished speaking. What? You have to be happy if all the inner courtyard disciples are annihilated? Are you also from the Holy Spirit Church? Moon glanced at Yan Xiaozhe, a little displeased. Teacher, how could I be a member of the Holy Spirit Church? Oh, forget it. Yan Xiaozhe sighed and shook his head helplessly. He knew that he could not change Moon's decision. If he continued talking, he might even lose his position as the dean. Only one person could change his decision. That was Huo Yuhao. But, Huo Yuhao also used a soul guide. He even invented a soul ring storage device. You asked him to tell Moon that traditional soul masters don't use soul guides. This is just a joke. When will your vision be 1/10 of Yuhao's? Moon sighed. Dean Kai Mayer quickly changed the topic. If they continued talking like this, it would only be a matter of time before Yan Xiaozhe was scolded. Mr. Mu, what do you think about this all-continent Advanced Soul Master Academy soul fighting competition? At present, we still have more than 10 disciples in the inner courtyard, but only 2 of them are of the right age, and their abilities are much worse than those of the regular players. Including the Soul Guidance team member who was replaced before, there are a total of 3. Do you want to send them all over? Hearing this, Xianzi immediately said, I'll take them over. There's still enough time. Moon, that we still need to send people over. Do you really think Yuhao has no ability? No, let them play freely. The elders were shocked. Mr. Mu, this is related to the honor of Shrek Academy. Don't be so careless, one of the elders advised directly. If you lose, so that some people don't think that the martial soul system is invincible in the world. Moon smiled. Yan Xiaozhe naturally knew that Moon En was talking about him, and his old face blushed and he lowered his head. In the past few decades, the development speed of the soul guides of the Sun Moon Empire has been far ahead, surpassing our soul guide system by a lot. The times are advancing, and we must keep pace with the times. Besides, even if these 3 people are sent over, can they do better than those in the reserve team? When Yan Xiaozhe heard this, he knew that Moon En had started again. He was bragging again. Could Huo Yuhao still beat all 7 people from the Sun Moon Empire by himself? Impossible. Our reserve team this time has the strongest freshmen. Do you really think we will lose? Besides, even if we really lose, so what? If this failure brings them enough tempering, then this failure is worth it. To be honest, Moon En actually just wanted to see if Huo Yuhao would break down after losing. By the way, after the competition is over, You go to the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy as the Soul Instructor Department of Shrek Academy to discuss whether you can exchange and learn, and let our Soul Instructor students go to their place to learn. Xian Liner was stunned for a moment. Mr. Mu, I think they may not agree. Even if they agree, will our students really go? Moon waved his hand. Look, what is your idea? Do you have to learn if you exchange and learn? Just let them open their eyes. At least let them know where the gap is between themselves and others. As for the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy, they will definitely agree. If you say something, as long as they agree, then our martial arts department will allow them to send people over to exchange and learn. Moon is also directly enlarged. He didn't believe that the Sun and Moon Royal Soul Engineer Academy could refuse. The rest is easy. Martial Soul students must take a Soul Guidance course in the future. It doesn't matter whether you can make a Soul Guide, but you must be able to use it, Moon said without refusal. He was too lazy to talk to Yan Xiaozhe so much. It's better to be direct. 1 year, I give you 1 year. If I see in a year that there are still martial arts students who don't know how to use Soul Guidance devices, then you, the Dean, should stop doing it. Master Yan Xiaozhe was dumbfounded. No. Just give it 1 year. Play. Teacher, is 1 year too little? Besides, although Soul Guidance devices have developed rapidly, after the Soul Saint, they are still not as good as our Soul Masters. Yan Xiaozhe tried to prolong the time. Moon patted Yan Xiaozhe's head. You, guess what I saw when I went to the Sun and Moon Empire before? I saw a large Soul Guide that could threaten my life. So, this is why I am so eager to change. Yan Xiaozhe. No. Teacher, are you scaring me? My level is so high, I'm like an ant in front of you. Now you are telling me that there is a large Soul Guide that can threaten your life. Doesn't that mean that thing can kill yourself directly? Yan Xiaozhe immediately felt that learning how to use the Soul Guide was a very good thing. After all, if he had this large Soul Guide in his hands, his combat effectiveness would be greatly improved. At least the Silver Dragon King wouldn't be so embarrassed when he was surrounded by 5 ferocious beasts last time. Change, must change. A year is too long, let's take a month. And also learn how to make a Soul Guide. Moon looked at Yan Xiaozhe with a strange expression. Did your kid take the wrong medicine? Why are you more radical than me? It takes 1 month to learn how to use the Soul Guide, and you also need to learn how to make it. Directly change the martial arts system to the Soul Guidance system. Chapter 80. You are blushing like a bubble teapot. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 81. You are blushing like a bubble teapot. Xingluo City, as the first Soul Master Academy in the continent and the defending champion, Shrek Academy naturally has very good treatment. All the participating players were arranged in the top luxury rooms. Not only does everyone have a separate bedroom. There is also a conference room specifically for meetings. At this time, they were all sitting in the conference room. Meeting before the start of the game. Huo Yuhao, Ma Xiaotao, Ling Luochen, Wang Dong, Xiao Xiao, Ning Tian, Wu Feng, Zhu Lu, Bei Bei, Wang Yan. Including the team leader, there are only 10 people. There are only 2 regular players left. And they are seriously injured. In other words, in this competition, the reserve team will play for a long time. How did everyone rest yesterday? Don't say, the treatment of Xingluo Empire is really good. Wang Yan suppressed his ugly face and smiled. It's not just because the main force is injured. More importantly, the reinforcements of the academy did not come. And the registration time just ended. In other words, the reserve team needs to keep winning games in the competition. At least they can't lose until Ma Xiaotao and Ling Luochen recover. Although Huo Yuhao is very strong, Wang Yan doesn't think he can single-handedly challenge the whole field. After all, no matter how strong he is only one person. His strength is limited. Even though the situation has become like this, Wang Yan still has to pretend to smile. Otherwise, it may hit them. And lose confidence. It's okay, Teacher Wang, the registration deadline has come, do we have no reinforcements? Bei Bei, who was sitting on his right, asked. Wang Yan smiled and said, no, the academy has sent me a message, because most of the inner courtyard disciples are outside, and it takes time to recall them. Besides, our academy has privileges, as long as they come, they can register. Huo Yuhao, Ma Xiaotao, Ling Luochen, Xiao Xiao, Wang Dong. Everyone in the reserve team. Do you think we believe it? You can say such words. Register at any time, then what is the deadline for? Privileges, chicken feather privileges. Didn't we say fairness and justice when we talked about the rules of the competition? It's only been a short time, and you're already giving privileges. Okay, let's all go and rest. Wang Yan didn't want to say anything. Anyway, Huo Yuhao is here, and he'll be eliminated in the first round. Impossible. Compared to Wang Yan, Wang Dong is obviously much more optimistic than him. What are we going to eat tonight? Wang Dong asked. Huo Yuhao waved his hand, go by yourself, I'm busy. Ah. Wang Dong was a little disappointed, he was ready for a surprise. But he didn't expect that Huo Yuhao was not busy. What's wrong? Huo Yuhao looked at Wang Dong with some confusion. Wang Dong called him once yesterday and called him again today. Huo Yuhao didn't know what he was going to do. Just say it if you have something to say. After hearing this, Wang Dong's face suddenly turned red. Huo Yuhao. That you're blushing like a bubble teapot. No. Are you crazy? Huo Yuhao really didn't understand what Wang Dong was thinking. Sometimes Huo Yuhao really wanted to read Wang Dong's memory directly. But he couldn't do that. This would hurt the soul too much. Have you heard? Only 10 people came from Shrek Academy. We activated the people planted in the Xinglua Empire and got accurate information. When they signed up, only one of the 7 people from the previous reserve team came. I also saw the female student in red for the first time. In other words, Shrek Academy sent out a regular player this time. This is completely disregarding us. It's contempt. They look down on us. They think any random team can beat us. Registration time has expired. This means that they are really using this lineup to fight us. Ma Rulong, hearing his words, the male student who ranked first among the regular players stood up. He looks a bit like the person who was talking. He also has short hair. If you lose this fight, don't say you are my grandson when you go out. Ma Rulong's reply was only one word. Yes, but this word is full of murderous intent. Mr. Ma, are you playing such a big game? Aren't you afraid that Shrek Academy will secretly put a soul saint? I always feel that things are not that simple. The captain of the reserve team sitting opposite Ma Rulong is a handsome boy. A pair of big blue eyes. A figure that is enough to make girls jealous. A pair of white and slender hands. If you don't look at the face, you can even pass for a girl. But he seems to have some strange ideas about his hands. Even when he is talking to Lao Ma, he keeps staring at his hands. That look, something is wrong. Lao Ma raised his eyebrows. It's not that simple, that the boy is still looking at his fingers. Do you think Shrek Academy is stupid? Don't they know that it is impossible to beat us by sending one person? I think, Brother Ma may have had a lucky break, and the other 6 genuine players on the opposite side have all had accidents. This possibility is the greatest. After all, Shrek Academy always values us the most. It's impossible to be so careless. That Lao Ma naturally had a suspicion in his mind that he was just trying to cheer up the students. An accident? 6 people had an accident at the same time. Xiao Hongqian, this is not your business. Just focus on the reserve team members. They will most likely be your opponents in the next term. That Xiao Hongqian raised his head and smiled, and his smile turned out to be extremely beautiful. Mr. Ma, you know, my opponent is only me. Hearing this, Ma Rulong, who was standing opposite, turned serious. Xiao Hongqian, please be honest. No. Am I still not honest? Xiao Hongqian chuckled. Okay, Brother Ma, you have to work hard. If you don't win this, you won't be Mr. Ma's grandson. You don't want to break off the relationship with Mr. Ma, right? Ma Rulong obviously couldn't stand Xiao Hongqian and was so angry that he immediately wanted to take action. That's enough. I'm starting to arrange the order of appearances now. Xiao Hongqian is not something he can touch. Shrek Academy. Tanya looked out the window in a daze, her pretty face a little pale. I don't know how Bebe and the others are doing. Sister Lishuan said that the inner courtyard disciples suffered heavy casualties during this mission. 2 people were killed and the other 5 were all seriously injured. Even if Bebe and the others are fine, I'm afraid they will have to compete on behalf of the inner court disciples, right? Even Xiao Yuhao, Wang Dong, Xiao Xiao and others have gone. I'm really useless. Xiao Yuhao has already reached level 50, and even Wang Dong has reached level 30. As the leader of the Tang sect, I am still at level 30, and I am still the one with the least future. In 10,000 years, any affection is gone, and Shrek Academy can only provide me with a place to live. Haotian sect even refused directly, saying that it was necessary to save the poor instead of the poor, and the decline of the Tang sect was inevitable. But I don't believe it. I must let the Tang sect rise. My fate is up to me. It's not up to God, that I just realized that I have deleted all 66 chapters. I have deleted all the wonderful ones. It's so hard. Give me some 5-star reviews, brothers. There are only 7.9 points left. Woohoo.